Heyo! My name is Sarah, and today's book review is on Dark Desire by Christine Feehan. Second book in what I would like to call the Carpathian series. First book was Dark Prince, which I did a review on very earlier. So yes, non-spoilers. Second book in a very, very long book series. The main character is Jacques, Michael's younger brother, and Shay, the psychic woman who goes and finds him because apparently Jacques got himself into a little bit of trouble. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It sounded almost like a rehash of the first book, I will admit that. There are some interesting concepts, but there's just like very frustrating moments with the main characters. Again, it kind of sounds like the first book, but either way, it was a nice read. It felt like a nice little leg up from the first book, so in a way, have faith in the series to continue on, because it is a very, very big series. So that's as far as I can get into non-spoilers, because basically I would be spoiling the first book in a way, so yeah. Again, if you're interested in, like, say, Laura Adrian's Midnight Breed series or J.R. Ward's BDB series, you should check this out. I have to admit, it's kind of like that. You can check it out in a way. So, yeah, that's as far as I get into non-spoilers. So, yeah. Bye, non-spoilers! Wow. Spoilers. So, yeah. First of all, does this cover not creep you out? Like, wake up to that morning and you'll be like... Either way. Yes! We actually have a time skip in the second book in Dark Desire. Like, really? Yes. Very. We have a 7-year time skip from Dark Prince. And I'm like, whoa. What just happened here? So, main characters are Jacques, who is Michael's younger brother, and Shay, who is actually an American surgeon all the way in the United States, while Jacques is over here where the Carpathians live in Europe. So it's like, okay, how do they meet? Good question. Jacques gets captured by the human fanatics that are all let's kill the vampires. And they torture him, burn him, then bury him alive, and leave him in the earth without fully touching it. So he can't exactly heal now, can he? So it's like, he's been in pain, excruciating pain for 7 years, and all he can think about is getting revenge on the people who tortured him and the betrayer, Carpathian, that betrayed him. And he thinks Shay is part of it because his mind's all fragmented, and all he can actually communicate with is Shay, who in reality turns out to be his life mate. So yeah, thanks to Jacques' pain, he kind of convinces Shay to come look for him and rescue him, but in a way so he thinks that she betrayed him or whatever, so he can kill her. That's the thing about this whole book for Jacques. Like, he doesn't remember anything, and I was like, so sad. I'm like, Shay here is trying to help him heal because he's going all vampire-y, Carpathian-y, going all at her, and just mind communicating because he can't speak right now. And it's like, in a way, when he did that, he kind of reminded me like a little child, so I just wanted to hug him every time he wanted to, bite. But yeah, all he can think about is just getting revenge and everything, but he doesn't exactly remember who betrayed him. So that's like, irritates both me and the character. It's like, who did this? So Shay does find him. He takes a bite out of her, really. That vampire going, and he's getting blood for what he has not had for 7 years. It's like, whew. I have to admit, the thing I like about these Carpathians is that the whole able to shut down your whole organs when need be, because if you were like another vampire from other series that I know of, you would be dead because he had a freaking stake in his chest. So I was actually really worried for whenever, stop it, when someone that knew Jackie would find him, because he doesn't remember anything. Like, he's talking through his mind because he's not very confident speaking with his mouth. He can't remember anything, and if he tries, it hurts him. And all he has is Shay, and he's like, doesn't want her to leave because he fears that she'll abandon him because he's been stuck in the earth for 7 years. I'm like, no, baby, she will not leave you. Okay, she's technically leaving you, but she's not leaving you. She just has to go to town and get supplies, because apparently Shay has like a special blood disorder that she's been researching all her life, and she fears because for 7 years these vampire fanatics have been killing people that are claimed to be vampires. She believes that they have the same blood disorder as she does, so she's like feels guilty about this, right? Well, not exactly a blood disorder, sweetie pie, because Jackie has it. He's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. He's been in the earth with a stake in his chest for 7 years, and not a blood disorder, because apparently Shay is half Carpathian, meaning her mama was a psychic woman and her daddy was a Carpathian male. But for Jackie not to remember anything, well, we meet Byron, like, hey Byron, but it's like he smells Jackie's on Shay, and he automatically assumes, just like Jackie, that she had something to do with Jackie's disappearance. And I'm like, no, let's not take this out of proportion. Let's please not take it. Oh, you're taking it out of proportion. Because he goes to warn Michael. I'm like, please, let's not take it out of proportion. I am begging you here. Listen to logic. I'm the voice of reason. I'm the voice of logic. Please. Oh, you're taking it out of proportion. Because he goes with Byron to go find this woman who he believes is harming his brother. And, I'm still over here. Let's just take a deep breath. Y'all are completely ignoring me. Because the moment they find Jackie and Shay, she is trying to stitch up his wounds that he reopened up again. So, needle, thread, thinking that she's torturing him, and then boom. I'm just a human over here, just sitting on my couch, just like, waiting. Are y'all gonna listen to reason? No, because Michael attacks Shay. Jackie gets the strength that he needs, and in a way fights off Michael and gets all defensive on Shay and Byron, and Jackie are just shocked because Jackie doesn't remember them at all. Even his Carpathian pathways to their mind is shut off. Like, he doesn't remember anything. It's just like one big giant catastrophe. Again, no one wants to listen to me, so I'm just gonna get my plane ticket and go back. Y'all know my number when y'all need to talk, people. So, thankfully, Gregory shows up. And, he admires, in a way, he respects Shay because they're both healers. So, like, apparently it's a born thing, and Shay's just like a natural healer because she proves it in many ways. So, they find out that Shay is half Carpathian before Jackie's converted her to full Carpathian way. And they're like thinking, who was your father? Because we know. Apparently, because Shay's mom committed suicide 7 years ago. It's like, coincidence that the vampire killing started 7 years ago? And then we found out a vampire that had gone to the earth had risen about, I can say, 7 years ago. Like, Oh, by the way, we have a diary that belonged to Shay's mother identifying who Shay's father was. And even everyone was a little surprised, including Jackie, because, slowly in my bits, he's getting his memory back, but he's still a little hazy, especially the one who calls himself his brother, Michael. Poor Michael. I feel so sad for him because, he has his brother right in front of him who doesn't remember him exactly. That's very heart-wrenching. And the guy Gregory who's worried that Jackie's so close to becoming a vampire because of the inner demons and animal instincts that he has. And poor Byron, he's just like, my best friend's gone. Either way, Shay's father is none other than Rand. So let's see. If he had not sent Rand to sleep, Maggie, Shay's mother, would still be alive. She wouldn't exactly be an emotionless husk. Shay would actually have parents. So, talking talk about worst coincidences ever! Because we find out that the person who betrayed Jacques was Rand! And you know what? Who's working with the humans to kill off the vampires because they want revenge? Rand! What happened to Shay's half-brother that we knew as a baby who was now 18, who got tortured, and because he didn't want to join, say his sires believes that Jacques and Michael betrayed them by keeping him away from Maggie, in which Maggie died. Rand! Who became a vampire because of all of these incidents, including finding his life mate had died. Rand! If none of y'all had sent him to the earth, none of this would have happened. I mean, he might have actually found... Okay, because Jacques is... When he fights Rand, he accuses of Rand being a coward. Not like, standing up to Michael, bringing Maggie as his true life mate, leaving Noel, taking care of his son. So, meh. But I was like... None of this would have happened. We know that it's Rand who's the vampire because no one can sense the vampire except for Shay, and then we find out that's because father-daughter relationship and everything. He even tries to convince Shay in a way that she's Maggie so she can leave Jacques, who's now completely bonded to her, and they accept each other as their life mates and so forth. It's like, that doesn't work. And, find out that, Rand is guilty of Jacques, torturing Jacques, helping the murders for all these years, the murder of his son. And it's like, he's not gonna live through this. Like, I was actually hoping Rand would have, a redemption arc. I was really interested on who this guy was. I'm like, seriously, in my first review, I was like, the minor characters always get me, people. I need to know more about them. I need to know about the history. What will happen to them in the future. Kind of disappointed. Like, I really wanted to know more about Rand. Seriously. And we get this? As you can see, I am disappointed. Highlight of the story. Raven is pregnant with Gregory's life mate. Seriously. No one's getting a Twilight vibe here? It's like... Gregory blood bonded with the unborn infant. He actually felt her presence, which I thought was kind of cute. It's like, because Raven got wounded, and he's very worried about both Raven and the child, and he can actually, in a way, communicate with her, and, reassuring her that, because he's already upset that this child who's not even born has already felt pain, and he's, reassuring her that the world is bright and beautiful. It's very explorable and all that stuff. He's assuring her that everything will be okay. It's like, I'm kind of worried about Gregory as well. I mean, seriously, he's how many centuries old? He's this powerful. They're even talking about his apprentices that are just as powerful as him, but don't know if they can actually unite, since they're twins, they don't know even with their power together along with Michael that they could stop Gregory if he turned a vampire. I'm like, can we put serious tabs on this dude? I mean, seriously, he's kind of making me nervous. And I don't want to be nervous when we get his own book. I mean, seriously. By the way, we meet Julian for a cameo appearance. Aiden's twin brother. I thought he was... Seriously, they kept saying that the twins are, in the States. Even though I was with Jacques, he's like, what are you doing here? So we just get, a small cameo appearance of him. I was like, that's it? That's it? So I was like... My biggest question in this book, because, we ended it with Rand's death. Very strange death, in a way. Yeah. And Jacques all happy in love with Shay, who's all happy in love with him. Seriously, I don't want to be a life mate in this series, seriously. But it's like... He says he's getting his memory back. I fear we won't get the same personality as we had in the first book back, but it's like... Will he really remember who he was and who his friends are and who his family is, like, to him? It's like, see, I was really, really worried about that. I mean, I felt sorry for Michael. Gregory's on the iffy. Byron was very affected by this. And I'm like, will he truly, truly remember who those close to him were? I feel like we won't get back the old Jacques. Everyone has a feeling about that as well, for all the suffering that he's gone through. I am concerned. Like, will we see what he's like in the next books, people? I'm really concerned. Because that was like a question that wasn't very answered. That was Dark Desire. Again, it sounds like a little bit of a rehash of Dark Prince, but it's like a leg up to get your curiosity going on us to see how the series will go. I am interested in the world as, again, the writing style did have me confused at some moments because I'm thinking this is happening, but like, what, did we just change scenes? That still does occur, but I'm able to get over it. I don't know about some other people, but I am. I was very interested in Shay's character, but again, being a life mate, and all of a sudden you're connected to this guy. I'm like, she was very, very, very independent, but then after she became Jacques' life mate, she became a little too clingy for my taste. Either way, I was worried about Jacques. Not as worried as much anymore, in a way. I do pray for a long life with this Shay, with his life mate, and I hope things work out. Seriously, I hope he gets his full memories and gets like a sliver of who he was in the past. 3 out of 5 stars. Very interesting. And yeah, we'll continue on with this ever-growing series. I don't know how many books Christine Feehan plans to go on with this series, but good work! Since you're like book 29 in. Good work! So, yeah. My name is Sarah, and bye!